What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today I'm going to answer all of you guys' questions about the awakening session that I did to get my SSS stone. Because of course we summoned a whole lot of copies to get this wonderful item here that will allow us to summon one of the highest tier heroes in the game, or whichever hero we want really. And yeah, it is always a tough planning process to go for such a copy, because obviously there is a lot of competition. And thus, a lot of people wanted to know the details of what I've done. They wanted to know which hero I'm going to summon. They wanted to know which copies I did get from the Gala. And of course, what it costs. And I broke it all down for you. I have an Excel sheet to my left that we will check out. We have the SS stone, of course, right there, the SSS stone. We have the copies still on the account because I capped those instead of retiring them. And I also will have an SSS stone awakening in this video, and the disconnect too, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely, but doesn't matter. We will have an SSS stone in this video. I will not be clickbaity with this. It isn't mine. It is from Amazon, but it's a great summon, and it was sent to me by Spades, so we are going to check it out. It will be absolutely nice. Will be absolutely great. So, first of all, let's start off with some of the copies that I summoned. And maybe we just start off with, well, one of the cooler ones. Because I kind of like it. It's a Dragon Slayer, actually. We got this Dragon Slayer. Honestly, kind of insane. It's precision control, precision giant killer with nearly 7,000 attack. Is it worth something? Hell no! Ain't worth anything, ladies and gentlemen. And is there going to be a video? Also no. Because this guy, yeah, does no damage. It's 71% of attack damage against all enemies, and we burn them for 25% of attack. That wasn't even good when heroes were still bad. So today this has no chance. This will do nothing. I can put as many stats as I want on this guy. No chance. No chance, guys. No chance. Won't really happen. If I ain't lying to you guys, the other hero... Wait, I just scrolled over it. That was ridiculous. It's actually this one. We got a Flora. 6,000 attack. Honestly, this used to be money. This used to be real money, because I think she was like a tenant for Vesa. And Vesa was like a great hero for Star Expedition. Like half the people had A- Vesa, the other half had like A- LFA at the top ranks. So people were looking for those tenants because resonance was important. Today, this is worth nothing. We are once again at like nothing. This is retiring value. This is 8,000 CSG essentially. You can watch the summon as well. So this is just for my first stream. You can see it's time for the SSS core, 20,000 awakenings. Great stream, so many viewers there. And we're just about to do quick summon. A lot of those were summoned during quick summon, so there aren't really the summoning animations for a lot of those. Especially for the other ones, we have like, I can't show you the Dragon Slayer because that was like in a super quick summon where we did like a ton of summons in a row. And another copy that we had was the same. But for this one and the next one, we do have the animation. So this is very, very great. Let's check it out. Of course, when we do the 10 bombs here, we have to do, oh, redstone, let's go. Double red, A-, let's go. Let's go. Yo, what's up? Let's go, A-. we are in. Oh, we in 15 minutes. First A-, let's go. Obviously pretty cool, I have to say it. Definitely like that one. And it was, the cool thing really was, and maybe we can see that right here. This is at 15 minutes 30 into the live stream. So we were just like 15 minutes in, still talking, doing the first summons, getting warm, getting acquainted with the summoning process, and we're already hitting that A-. Absolutely great. I definitely love that one. And then we got a special copy. That was actually the best copy that I have ever summoned, and it's right here. It is sadly a soulbound copy. We can't put that on the auction house, otherwise, believe me, I would have. It's an A tier, but it got S tier attack, and we got it from a summoning stone. And maybe we can show that as well. 8,129. Look at that. That is a tenant if I've ever seen one. And so yeah, we were using a B+ soulbound awakening stone, I think from another awakening session right here. So this copy, as I said, can only be retired for soulbound starry gems. Those are the contract starry gems that can't summon normal copies, but only other soulbound copies can be used, not be used in the auction house obviously, but can be used in the starry gem mall, so that is possible. I could retire this now for 15,000 of those starry gems and use them to buy some packs if I wanted to, which I had no desire to because I kind of like the copy. But it's rather interesting. B+ cores, they have a very, very good chance to give you something good. B+, last B+ we got, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to put the luck in that thing. We need like the Genki Dama of luck right here to make this happen, to get another A-. I don't even want to look at it, but I will. And with the power of Wraec Gaming gifting us a membership, we can make it. We can make it. Ooh! What's up? I mean, obviously, it's a bit of a scam. You get to see the S core first and it ends up being A tier. We could be angry about that. But let's be real. It's a beautiful copy. And the only thing that's really dragging it down is that it is a soulbound copy, really, that we can't put it on the auction house. Otherwise, it would fetch a great price. Wouldn't be happy to have an A-tier Wukong with S-tier tech. So I'm not mad about that at all. I was very happy to finally see my first real, well, S-tier stone. We got one, obviously, when we did the S-tier TBB summon with the core that we got from the last Awakening session. Well, not really the last one we did, we can say. And just a while ago. So now this copy will likely just stay on my account. Isn't really too much to do with it. Cannot be traded. We can't really do any real stuff with it. So yeah, for now it is a tenant, and it's a pretty good tenant for what we have there. Also, my light kind of stacked. I have to be honest about that. My light here is kind of stacked. Next one is a Dark Hero though. And that was one that won in the Quick Summon. And Quick Summon, if you haven't really seen it, we went with a macro. That has a few major advantages. Main one really being that my wrist doesn't really die. I don't really have to focus on the summons. And it's pretty quick also. So considering I had to work during this week and I didn't get any time off. So yeah, this was deeply appreciated because it cut down the duration of the streams by quite a bit. And people also kind of enjoyed it, which I didn't expect. I thought you guys would like to see the meteors falling down, which is it has more excitement for me. Has more excitement for me. But a lot of people said, yeah, Wraec, go ahead, do the quick summon. Better for you. We like it. We like to see like having one summon every few seconds. So I don't know. People appreciated it. Last one we got was actually an A tier. And it is an Aspen. And I put this copy on here to kind of buff my LFA actually a little bit, because this is actually better than my tenant copy. And we have a 6,654 A tier attack and A tier overall LFA. Not a bad copy at all. Pretty crappy bonus stats. We summoned actually a very similar one in the past. They don't go for nearly as much anymore. I remember selling the other one, I think, for 30,000. I'm not quite sure when we go for A tier and LFA right here. I think, yeah, there is a little bit of a fall off there. But maybe we can get the 15k. Then again, can get something like this for 13. This one is better than ours. So yeah, we're probably not going to get the 50. So it's like 13k, let's say like that. But still, not too bad. Not too bad overall. So I was very happy with that. And I think now is a very great opportunity to show Spades SSS summon. Because that is like, we showed my best summon, let's show Spades best summon. So on this one, we have a rather short video. It is a Mockman, which we appreciate. Mockman, very, very cool. He said he needed it for Void Campaign as a damage dealer. Very, very cool. And also as tenant for LFA, which is exactly what I use my Mockman at the moment for. Because when he's not out there destroying Void Campaign, obviously my Mockman is also supporting my LFA, which is very, very cool. So let's see the summon this guy gets. I have the video here. Can you watch that? It is only 11 seconds. Very, very, very short video. I will stop it. He had the quick summon activated, which is still crazy to me. I told him, my dude, why was it active? And he said he forgot, which I think is so sad. Then again, I mean, on an SSS core, I think you can't even get a redstone. I didn't calculate it yet. I go by gut feeling on this one. I think you can't even get it. And obviously, I mean, what we didn't get it. We got 9,900 attack, 9,900 HP, and we got the 92 speed. Obviously, you could say the 92 speed, well, just as S tier, a little bit bad, but the thing is, think about it. You kind of want to have some support heroes going first to support the Mogman. So having it a little bit slower, that's going to make it a little bit easier, so this is rather nice. And we have max attack, max HP, and look at the roll. I didn't see that the first time I watched the video. I showed it to a friend actually, and he was like, hey, look at the roll. I was like, oh, the Fire Giant Killer Hunter's Focus Precision. That's almost like you don't even want to reroll that. I mean, arguably precision is a little bit worse for him than the skill damage. If you really wanted to go for it, you would go for some skill damage. But this is a madness. Like, honestly, when I do my SSS core, I hope it looks like that. Really, really great summon. And I'm very happy to show it, so thank you again to Spades for providing me with that video. But that brings me to the point. Who am I going to use my SSS core on? And I mean, obviously it's not in this video, I said that before already. There is going to be a little bit of compensation for that coming up, by the way. About 2 days, probably. You guys are going to see a video if everything's going right, and we are going to use a very valuable summoning core. Let me tell you, there will be some orange to see, so it will be rather fancy. So it's not like you have to wait forever, but you might have to wait for a little bit of a longer time. Because, well, usually the heroes that I'm the most interested in terms of like the Transcendence heroes, are like mostly light dark, but really the overpowered ones. Stuff like TBB. Imagine TBB on release. If you already played back then, TBB at release, imagine you had the SSS stone there. Ooh, you would destroy everything. It was such a madness. And there are some more heroes where this was the case back in the day. Doom Terminator Vulcan. Ooh, destroyed absolutely everything. Madness. Or LFA, same really. Might come back now, we get the treasures tomorrow. And also from the newer heroes, IHP, so insane. IEA would have been great. I would probably have gone for Williams even though there was one for cheap in the auction house. I didn't get it because I've got like the Mockman, but a very good one. Or Wukong. Oh, Wukong would have been great. Wukong is still great, honestly. But I'm waiting for that hero with this feeling. A hero with this feeling, and then I want to summon it like at release, not day one, but after some testing, where we really see this is the hero. This is OP. This is insane. This is the new star of idle heroes. And then I want to go ahead and I want to slam that SSS core on him. And then I want to go even further and I want to upgrade that hero to X tier. And that is the plan, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what I want to do with my SSS core. And I think that's big hype. That's really big hype. I think that is cool. And I think that is what we are going to do. So, that question being answered, but you might still ask, when is this the case? Honestly, it might not take too long. Usually, like, towards the beginning of the year, there is usually a light or a dark release, sometimes both. So we might see this happen very soon. A lot of those good heroes are light or dark. Might not be too much of a wait. And the next hero that was announced, honestly, looks kind of cool. Was already in the preview. Looks very nice. So maybe we have a chance there. So now, flashbang warning, by the way, we do have to look at an Excel sheet. Okay, welcome to Microsoft Excel. Yes, not really that hype, I guess, but we are going to take a look at it. I made a very, very quick spreadsheet over here. We basically had those summoning results. 471 E- copies, 2191 E copies, etc. Our highest copies being the 2As and the 2A- we just took a look at. So those were really the ones that we summoned. Those were our highest copies. And there was nothing in terms of like SSS or SS here. So this is something where we basically don't have to consider anything. There is really nothing in this area. Sadly, the chances were there that we summon one. Didn't happen. But that is the thing. And obviously, every single copy provides us with points. The points per summon are here. It's just going 3 and then going up, which is kind of interesting. If you think about it, arguably how much rarer than an E- and SSS is, you wouldn't think that it provides more than just nearly 7 times the points. It is just like, it feels wrong. It feels wrong for an E- to give 3 points and then SSS 20. It's just not right. But it's the case. So what does that result in? So the total points are just as that, and that results in 11,074 total summons that we did. 11,074, which is a lot less than I was prepared to do. So 11,074 copies were what we used for this amount. And we got 66,000 points. This included some summoning stones. We had some B- and some B+ summoning stones. I just noticed you can't even see that. We have it right here. I have to look at OBS for that, because I was just looking at my screen. That was very, very dumb, but doesn't matter. 11,074 total number of summons and 66,067 total points. So very, very cool here. And this was basically what we did. And then on the other side, we have the retiring price per copy. This is, of course, in considering we retire every single copy. And I basically had, I wanted to calculate the copies that we kept right now into this, just because I could really retire them. And I mainly kept them to show them to you. So, like, especially something like the Dragon Slayer will definitely get retired. Maybe not the Wukong, I'm not sure about that. But for this calculation, we'll just go with we retired everything. So this results in basically a whole lot of retiring, which comes out to 593,075 total returned CSG. And then, of course, we can calculate the total cost for the Gala, which is essentially, it is this formula, this formula, total number of summons, so this number, multiplied with the cost per summon. Cost per summon is obviously 100 CSG, minus the total return CSG, which is this one. So that is the total cost for the Gala, which comes out to 11,074 summons times 100, which gives us a total CSG cost of 1,107,400 CSG, minus the return CSG of 593,000 is 514,375 CSG. And divided by 3 to roughly reach the Starry Gem cost, it is 171,558 CSG, which makes it the cheapest Gala we had in like a year. So pretty much a madness. The cool thing is, my guild Utopia project, they have like a channel where you can get all the screenshots for all of the guilds. So they also, of course, have the one that I did. And you can see I had like indeed the 60,067 points. So this makes sense. And 51,000 there is the number 2, etc. There we had no 7 from my guild as well. Skiddle, a few other people. Insayan is here. Intex, Anarchy, Hedrick. So a lot of people. Overall, this was a very cheap Gala. And when we can compare it for the other ones, again, 66,067. The Gala before that, this is place 5, wait, there, 71,576. So still fairly comparable, actually. Not a whole lot more expensive than we just did. Of course, summoning RNG can play a role. This would have been vastly cheaper if we randomly summoned an SSS, no matter on which copy, really. If we got a good hero, of course, yeah, might sell for more than retiring price, but even if we didn't, minus 200,000 CSG cost. But there are other Galas too, and especially if they get more competitive, you can get like 85,000, although arguably this dude could have gotten away with 55,000 as well. Or something like this, 99,000 we got there. By the way, for BlueStacks, the screenshot button is this one. Just saying. They found it later. No, the Kickfather Scaloi, he's a good dude. And then also some in the past were even crazier. Look at that, 136,000, more than double that what we had there. And there is a place too, 127,000. So this is crazy. And this is really when two people really fight it out. Especially a lot of times I was told it happens between iOS and Android people. Because on Android you have the macro, you can summon very, very fast. You can get a lot of points very fast. So a lot of iOS people that want to go for the SSS stone, they push really high. And people that like regularly farm those stones, like Stig and Itachi, you saw the name a lot more often, they are very prepared to do that. They are very prepared to do that. They go ahead and they have super prepared accounts, and then they go for the stones. And the good thing was, I was super prepared as well. They knew it. We came to an agreement. They said, okay, we'll just do the next Gala, and left me this one. So this was also part of the reason why I got it for really cheap, which is not exactly like a strategy you can ideally copy. It was really like a whole lot of, well, I know some people. I talked to Toad, I talked to Ziggy Tachi, and then also, of course, people knowing that I, as a content creator, I will go for it, and I will essentially not be stopped by somebody attacking me, because we had way more copies. And I kind of want to show that, because we were like super prepared. Take a look at that. That doesn't look like I did an SSS Gala. Really doesn't. Because we can still do it again. you saw it. We did, what was it? 11,074 summons. This is 12,467. Just right there. We can do it again. We can just go again, basically. But next time, a lot of people will summon for it. So I don't know if you're going to go for it. But yeah, so we did have a ton of copies. We, of course, did some of the nice ones, but we have some of the ugly ones remaining. Like this, for example. It's another 596 copies. Or like all of that. And summoning circle. Shall we do quick try for the avatar? Let's do that. Wait. We can do that. Quick attempt for the avatar. No 5 stars. 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 Come on. Come on. 300 without 5 star. Ah! We got the Williams. No. No! I kind of want to do a video again where we do that. That is so crazy. Just like gamble our life away to try to get the 300 summons without a 5 star avatar. And it's honestly, I know! It's still one of the most exciting things to me in the game to try to go for that avatar. I don't know. Last video I did on it did horribly. We won't do that right here. But yeah, so this is like essentially all of the info that we have. We're not going to use the SSS stone now. I have to be patient with that. But there is going to be a stone for you guys. And you had the SSS summon right now. So I hope you're happy with that. It's going to come really, really soon, the video. I'm going to do a few videos tomorrow, of course, the LFA video. So hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date. And other than that, I just hope you enjoyed this video. And we'll see us in the next one.